And we're off, everybody. Welcome to this one. This is, as you can see, the NHL 27 official reveal trailer. We're going to watch it in full, then we're going to talk about it after, throwing some input here and there, but we're going to let, the people who made the game and people that are explaining the game talk. Without further ado, let's get it going.
Real-world arena atmospheres.
Beautiful atmosphere. Game day looks so good. Broadcast package. We got the 2016 package back. Let's go.
Welcome to NHL 27. I'm
Darren Panger. We got Panger and Buccigross in the booth. Panger and Buccigross in the booth. I'll let them talk.
Games from the 32 rinks around the league, and it's true what they say. No two arenas and no two teams.
Attaboy Demi.
For a closer look at what's coming in NHL 27.
Demi, oh my god, the face scan looks perfect.
From the dev team for a breakdown.
Mikey. Game day looks amazing. Oh my god. No, the pyro, the steam. This looks insane. R.I.P. Johnny and Matthew. Good touch, EA. Good touch. What a one-timer. That's right, dynamic celebrations, I swear to God. No, Mike, do not show me what I think you're going to show me. You told us this weeks ago. Fucking Christ. We get Frank Nazar doing the 6-7. He said that they added dynamic celebrations. I thought we were getting, the Matthews call Toronto 1-1, or the Kuznetsov, or the Gretzky. No, we get 6-7 from Frank Nazar. This looks like a good system. Dynamic playbooks from NHL teams, if they execute it correctly, it's a good thing. If they don't, it's just gonna be forgotten. Good shot, good tip. Presentation looks a little bit, janky, but who really cares? The game looks fine. Connected franchise is here. It's basically GM connected, but a lot faster, minimalistic, less personalization, but they're going to grow on that over the years, I know for a fact. It looks good. If I have people to play with, I'll do it. Most likely I will, let's be honest. The playtest is actually over. As of recording, it is the 31st. The playtest is on the 25th, I believe. But now let's talk about the most important part of the video. NHL 27 Deluxe Edition pre-order. Before the 11th of September is the global release at 5 p.m. Eastern, depending on if you get it on the 4th when the early access goes live or sometime during that week. You get early access. You get a Hut Wave Celebrini Hut item, meaning most likely what they did with the Tkachuk brothers last year for this NHL. But we're going to get a player item in terms of the cover athlete. It's probably what it's going to be. Macklin Celebrini World of Shell limited loadout, meaning for the people that play World of Shell or World of Shell, you get this. You get a pre-build ready to go, day 1, hour 1. It's also helping the people that don't really understand how to build a loadout in World of Shell, and they're just trying to play with friends and hang out for a night every couple of weeks. That helps. Moving on to the part that I am personally excited about. 4,600 NHL points off the bat, day 1. Icon Choice Pack, Hero Choice Pack, Player Pack to build the rest of your roster, Hut Fan Choice Pack. It's got arenas back. This year they really went away from that and made it so we couldn't just have our own arena that, our team that we support. Me, it's the Canadians. I'm going to be using the Bell Center, obviously. Then, if you see closely, coaches are added back to Ultimate Team. They're not going to be the same as they were back when we recently had them. They're going to be real-life coaches, and on top of that, to my knowledge, the boost system is going to work like this. You know how we got combinations for NHL 26 Hockey Ultimate Team where, you can boost the salary cap, the AP, the overall? I think what they're going to do with coaches is they're going to make it so the boosts they can be applied towards are going to be the teams they've coached and maybe even the teams they've played for in their career. So, for example, I'll use my Canadians. I'll use Martin St. Louis. He is the coach of the Canadians, so most likely Canadians players will get, easier boosts with him in the squad. Most likely, to my knowledge, I hope this is true, I might be able to incorporate Rangers players and Lightning players into that mix. That would be a cool idea. And then obviously World of Chell double XP tokens for, to boost the first season, I guess. I don't really play the game mode anymore. I stopped playing it after COVID ended. Because during COVID is when we can get as many people as we wanted on. Now we really don't have time for it. We play it from time to time, but not as regularly as we used to. We were a Div 1 club for like 5 years consecutively. NHL 17 to 21, we were a Div 1 club. Moving on to the bigger and most important part of the video, we're going to skip over Connected Franchise. Already talked about it. It's going to be a pretty fun game mode. It looks like it's going to be smoother than what GM Connected was. Anyways, let's move on to the atmosphere. So, big thing I want to talk about. Game day, arena, looks good. The crowd reacts dynamically. Goal songs are back. Each team's dynamic goal song will be heard in the arena. And the one thing I do want to talk about with atmosphere / presentation is I know this community like the back of my hand. If it's a competitive game mode like Ultimate Team, like World of Chell, it's going to be a button mash to get to the first face-off. As much as they want to change the presentation and the pre-game look of the intro, the community's just going to button mash until they're at the first face-off. But for game modes like Be a Pro, Franchise Mode, GM Connected, the atmosphere will take account into how you want to run your GM Connected, your Franchise Connected, where, honestly, how I'm going to play it is I'm going to play more of the head office role in my GM Connected, where most people are going to play the physical games. I'm going to be more of a head office take. So I'm going to enjoy, getting into the mood of being a game day, getting into the, nerves of watching the team rather than playing as the team. Because if I'm playing as the team, we all know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go off. We're just going to win every game. I'd rather keep it up to the CPU. Maybe play 1 or 2 games every once in a while to break the CPU cycle. But in reality, we're probably going to let the game play it for me. Moving on to what I said earlier, the broadcast built for today's NHL. They've gone back to the NHL 16 type of broadcast. The one thing they haven't revealed, but I hope they reveal, is the fact we're going to get something similar to what we had in NHL 16. We had Doc Emmerich in the rafters, whatever arena it was. They recorded video of them talking in the rafters of that building to better enhance the broadcast. If they bring that back, maybe they throw Darren Pang and Buccigross in the rafters or at the press box or at the broadcast booth, and they're just talking physically on screen. That would make, Connected Franchise, Be a Pro, Franchise Mode genuinely more enjoyable because you physically can put a face to a name, to a voice, and it gives it that more story-driven build-up, like a real game has, or like a real broadcast has. Obviously, you'll get a glimpse of the player updates. So, obviously, Sherwood looks basically real-life level. Demidov, I made a comment about that. He looks, with the face scan, looks perfect. That's the one thing I like about the new guys, is they're trying to make sure that the rookies have their face scan early on, so they look as lifelike as possible for the more story-driven side of creating content on this game. Looking forward, it's going to be a fun experience. Gameplay. Every team has an edge. Every team plays differently. They've said that line for the last 10, 15 years. Let's see if this year's the first year they actually live it up. I mean, the new playbooks, they look like a good idea. Maybe the coach even brings in their current team strategies from the real team they coach. That would be a cool system where the second you put, for example, like I said earlier, you put Martin St. Louis behind your bench, automatically the strategies gets changed to the way he runs the Canadians in real life. If that's the case, I'd love that because it takes less work off my shoulders to mimic it as best as I can in game to their real life play. I'm hoping that, you know, it's like that, but if it's not, I don't really, you know, it's not that big of a deal to try and mimic it. Moving on, if we scroll down, teams adapt. Obviously, you know, the forecheck looks like it's being changed. The game looks like it's playing a little better with positioning. The AI positioning's on point. What's next? Connected franchise, community playtest. They've already gone through that. And yeah, that'll be the end of this one. I hope you guys enjoy. Have a good one. Bye-bye.